So this is the Champions League, Matchday 3, a roundup of all the results from Tuesday and Wednesday. Let's start with Tuesday's results in Group A. Bruges at home to Paris Saint-Germain. Well, this was a complete non-starter for Bruges. What a mismatch. And PSG still without Neymar, still without Cavani. Mbappe came off the bench to score a hat-trick, and the Parisians ran out easy winners by 5-0. In the other game, in Turkey, Istanbul, Galatasaray were at home to Real Madrid. It was a pretty poor game from the highlights. Real managed to squeeze out a solitary goal and took the points. So final score there, Galatasaray 0, Real Madrid 1. No Bale. So that leaves this table pretty cut and dried really at the top, with Paris on 9. Real are in second on 4th. The other two sides are looking to go for the third place. So to Group B, and we started at White Hart Lane, the new White Hart Lane. Spurs at home to Red Star Belgrade. Spurs, of course, up to this point, 1 draw and 1 loss, so they were pretty desperate. Well, they delivered. After a sort of unsteady start, they went on the rampage. It was a rout. Spurs won this game by 5-0. A brace for Harry Kane. Son in on the action as well. A convincing performance. The other match was in Greece, Olympiacos at home to Bayern Munich. The Greeks took the lead, but then Bayern started to turn on the gas a little bit. They are slow starters, it has to be said, but they've got a predator up front. Lewandowski chipped in with 2 goals. They ended up winning by 3-1. And in Group B, Bayern are on top with 3 wins, 9. Spurs are now into second on 4, with Red Star on 3. To Group C now. Manchester City were at home to Atalanta, and they went behind. But that didn't stop the inevitable happening. It was an absolutely brilliant night for the strikers. Aguero got a brace and Sterling got a hat-trick. They ended up completely destroying the Italians by 5-1. The other match was in the Ukraine. Shakhtar Donetsk at home to Zagreb. A very, very tight match this, but goals. It ended up 2-2, and that leaves the table with Man City romping away with 9. And on 4 points are the respective Zagreb and Shakhtar. Group D, and at Turin, Juventus at home to Lokomotiv Moscow, and the Russians took the lead, but a good second half from the old lady, and they ended up nudging it by 2-1. In Madrid, at the Atletico Madrid, they were at home to Leverkusen, who've been dreadful so far. Struggled a bit, really, did Simeone's men, but they ended up winning by a solitary goal, 1-0. That leaves the table pretty clear cut, with Juve and Atletico both on 7. So to Wednesday's fixtures now. I've just watched this, so it's really fresh in my mind. Group E was Liverpool's group. They travelled to Belgium and ended up comfortable winners by 4-1. Mane chipped in, as did Salah. 2 goals for Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. They were far too good for the Belgians. The other match was a real exciting thriller between Salzburg and Napoli. The home side had their Haaland in, and it was a really great game. Napoli took the lead from the Belgium, Riesman, I can't remember his name now. Salzburg pegged it back, then Napoli went in front, Salzburg pegged it back 2-2, and then Napoli snatched the winner, so they took the game by 3-2. The table then, in Group E, Napoli are on 7, Liverpool are on 6, and Salzburg 3. Genk are out of it. To Group F now, Inter Milan were at home to Borussia Dortmund. Dortmund looked rather sluggish, I must admit, and Inter got a comfortable 2-0 win in the end. The other match was in Prague, Slavia Prague against Barcelona. A bit of a struggle for the Catalans, but with the help of a Messi goal and a Suarez impotent winner, they won the game by 2-1. And that leaves the table with Barcelona on 7, but Dortmund and Inter are locked on 4, so the next fixture in Dortmund against Inter could be crucial. To Group G now, and Benfica were at home to Lyon, desperate for some points, hadn't got any at the moment, and they managed to sneak out a 2-1 win, an absolutely ridiculous winning goal when the Lyon keeper decided to throw the ball out right to a Benfica player who connected and hit it into an empty net. So the men from Lisbon took that game by 2-1. In the other game in Germany, Leipzig were at home to Zenit, and Leipzig came from behind to take the game by 2-1. That means that Leipzig are at the top with 6, Zenit and Lyon are on 4, and Benfica 3. Could be a very tight group, that one. And the final group, Group H, Chelsea's young boys went to Ajax, beaten semi-finalists last year, and it was a very good game, very tight, and Chelsea got a late winner from Batshuayi, and it was a really great win really for the young guys from Stamford Bridge. Lampard must be very proud. So final score then in Amsterdam was Ajax 0, Benfica 1. The other game in that group saw Lille from France play Valencia. It was a pretty even game, and it ended up that way with the final score 1-1. So that leaves the table with Ajax and Chelsea on 6, and Valencia on 4, and Lille on 1. So that completes the third round, the third match day, I say, for the Champions League. And we'll be back probably tomorrow with the prediction shows for the Premier League.